Is the UK closing its doors to immigrants? Recent trends indicate a shift towards more restrictive policies as the nation grapples with a changing public opinion on immigration. Historically, the UK has celebrated multiculturalism, with cities like London, Manchester, and Birmingham showcasing vibrant, diverse communities. However, tighter policies and changing public sentiment reflect broader societal and economic pressures, leading to a paradox between the UK's multicultural history and growing resistance to immigration. This video will explore the factors driving this shift and the implications for the nation's multicultural identity and future. What has led to this change in attitude? We will discuss public opinion and economic impacts to understand the UK's evolving stance on immigration. Do you think it's driven more by economic pressures or cultural fears? Do you think the UK's immigration policies reflect public opinion on immigration? What frustrations and challenges do you think the local populace and immigrants will face moving forward? Historical context. The story of immigration in the UK is as old as the nation itself, with waves of settlers, invaders, and migrants shaping its culture and demographics over the centuries. In the post-World War II era, the UK actively encouraged immigration to help rebuild the nation, leading to significant influxes from the Caribbean, South Asia, and Africa. The latter half of the 20th century saw the UK navigating the complexities of European integration, resulting in increased mobility within the EU and a new era of migration dynamics. The early 2000s saw rising concerns over globalization, national security, and economic strain, leading to a more cautious approach to immigration. The pivotal moment came in 2016 with the Brexit referendum, where immigration played a central role in the debate. The decision to leave the EU marked a significant shift in the UK's immigration policy, signaling a move towards more restrictive measures. 2020 to 2022 was particularly tumultuous due to the COVID-19 pandemic and its aftermath. Immigration patterns were disrupted, with international travel restrictions leading to a temporary decrease in net migration. However, as restrictions eased, the UK saw a resurgence in immigration, particularly from non-EU countries. In 2021, the UK's new points-based immigration system came into effect, further shaping the landscape of migration by prioritizing skills and qualifications over nationality. Considering the UK's long history of multiculturalism, how do you think recent changes in immigration policy will affect its cultural diversity? Public opinion on immigration. The British public holds divided views on immigration. As of April 2023, a slight majority, 52%, believe that immigration numbers should be reduced. But this sentiment is not simply a matter of disapproval. Only 32% consider immigration to be a bad or very bad thing, suggesting that concerns are more about volume than an outright opposition to immigrants. There is a notable preference for highly skilled migrants, particularly in the healthcare sector, reflecting an acknowledgement of the significant contributions these immigrants make to the UK's economy and public services. There is also a significant disconnect between public perceptions of immigration levels and the actual figures. The average estimate by the public was that only 70,000 migrants entered the UK last year, which is almost 10 times less than the actual level of net migration and 17 times lower than the gross immigration number of 1.2 million. Despite this discrepancy, 76% of respondents believe that the numbers should be lower than their estimate, indicating a desire for significant reductions across all demographics. While there is a general divide in attitudes towards refugees and asylum seekers, there is also a clear polarization in the level of trust in the Conservative and Labour parties to handle immigration policies effectively. Nearly 9 in 10 constituencies want immigration levels reduced and controls tightened, with preferences varying significantly across different regions. How do you think the UK should balance its economic needs with humanitarian responsibilities, especially in light of public opinion on immigration? Economic impacts of immigration. Immigration plays a significant role in shaping the UK's economy, as evidenced by the success of government initiatives like the Displaced Talent Mobility Pilot. This pilot scheme has demonstrated the valuable contributions of skilled refugees to the UK, with participants contributing nearly €1 million each year in income tax and national insurance. By matching refugees with employment opportunities in priority sectors such as engineering, legal services, and construction, the pilot not only boosts the UK economy, but also enables businesses to access vital skills. Is accommodating asylum seekers being done at the expense of the local population's well-being and resources? How can the UK build a high-wage, high-skill economy without compromising its commitment to inclusivity and diversity? The refugee crisis and housing shortages. Asylum seekers, upon arriving in the UK, are often accommodated in hotels temporarily. However, they are required to vacate these accommodations quickly, usually within 7 to 28 days after their asylum decisions are made. This rapid turnover puts immense pressure on both the individuals and the organizations attempting to assist them. To address the backlog of asylum applications, the government has been accelerating processing times. While this initiative aims to reduce the number of people waiting for decisions, it inadvertently exacerbates the housing crisis. As more asylum seekers receive their decisions, the demand for permanent housing solutions increases, placing additional pressure on an already stretched housing market. Local communities and support organizations are struggling to provide adequate assistance to asylum seekers transitioning out of temporary hotel accommodations. This situation not only affects the well-being of the asylum seekers, but also strains the resources and services of the local areas where they are placed. The government's efforts to expedite asylum applications, while well-intentioned, highlight the need for a more comprehensive approach that addresses the housing needs of asylum seekers. Without sufficient housing solutions, the expedited process may lead to further displacement and hardship for those seeking refuge in the UK. The government has recognized the burden that the rise in illegal crossings and the accommodation of asylum seekers in hotels have placed on communities. With record numbers of asylum seekers arriving, the government has had to open contingency hotel accommodations to meet its legal obligation to provide support to destitute asylum seekers. This has led to about 51,000 migrants being accommodated in hotels, costing the taxpayer €6 million every day. To alleviate this, the government is exploring alternative, more cost-effective accommodation options, such as government-owned former military sites, which can house asylum seekers in basic and functional accommodation while they await a decision on their claim. And now we look to the future. As the UK continues to navigate the post-Brexit landscape and adapt to global trends, the nature of immigration is likely to evolve. One projection is an increase in immigration from non-EU countries, driven by the UK's new points-based system and its focus on skilled workers. This shift could bring a diverse range of talents and perspectives to the UK, potentially boosting innovation and economic growth. However, it may also require adjustments in integration policies and support systems to ensure that newcomers can fully contribute to and participate in society. Another demographic shift could be the aging of the UK's population, which is a trend seen in many developed countries. Immigration can play a role in mitigating the challenges of an aging population by bringing in younger workers to support the labor market and contribute to the pension system. However, this also raises questions about the long-term sustainability of relying on immigration for demographic balance. What impact do you think these changes will have on the UK's cultural diversity and its global standing as a multicultural nation?